Are you an indie podcast or content creator looking to reach a wider audience? Look no further. Introducing Podcastic, the ultimate podcast network designed exclusively for indie creators like you. At Podcastic, we believe in the power of unique voices and fresh perspectives. We're here to amplify your passion and creativity, connecting you with a growing community of engaged listeners who crave original content. Podcastic is more than just a platform. It's a support system built for indie podcasters, offering a range of resources to help you succeed. From tailored promotional campaigns to professional production assistance, we're here to help you shine. Our intuitive platform makes it easy for you to be seen and heard. We do all the heavy lifting for you. You just show up and create. Plus, with our advanced analytics, you'll gain valuable insights into your audience's preferences, allowing you to refine your content and grow your fan base. Ignite your passion, expand your reach, and thrive with Podcastic. Visit our website at www.podcasticlife.com to get started. Podcastic, the home for indie podcast and content creators.
Lake Beach Essence Experience is more than a photo shoot, but an opportunity to express love and to celebrate oneself. Imagine a time set aside for you to just be. A moment where the outside world is on pause and you are most important.
No.
When you book me, Lake Beach Essence, as your personal photographer, I make it my duty to provide an environment that allows you to let your hair down. Be it with friends for a small celebration or a one-on-one session, I guarantee you leave feeling more empowered than you did when you arrived. So book your Lake Beach Essence experience today. If you would like to book your Lake Beach Essence experience today, please contact me at lakebutler2006@gmail.com or send me a text at 313-828-0588.
The content you're about to hear is a part of a paid programming segment. The views, opinions, and statements expressed belong solely to the sponsor and do not reflect those of Podcastic or its host. This segment is for informational and promotional purposes only and should not be considered as advice or endorsement. Listener discretion is advised.
Lights, camera, action.
Lights, camera, action.
It's left.
Lights, camera, action.
It's bold.
Lights, camera, action.
It's the truth, raw and uncut.
It's us.
It's him with the juice. Kelly, what's up? Thursday night. We talk adult, talk unfiltered. Lights, camera, action.
Lights, camera, action.
It's left.
Lights, camera, action.
It's bold.
Lights, camera, action.
It's the truth, raw and uncut.
It's us.
It's him with the juice. Kelly, what's up? Thursday night. We talk adult, talk unfiltered.
What up, though? It's Kel. This Thursday night.
What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? It's Thursday night, like the song said. And Thursday night, you know, I'm going to be sitting here unfiltered with some of the top people around Detroit. And first of all, before I get into the show, first of all, go, if you don't have one right now, go get a pencil and a piece of paper or a pad, because you're going to need to take some notes. So while you're going to get your writing utensils and your paper and your pad, whatever you take notes on, make sure you check out my price list. Ad and sponsorships available for the Kells Unfiltered podcast. Let me help your business out. Trust me, I let my people know your people. There it is. Check it out. Ad sponsorships. Hey, let me help you out. We do a big around here. Get on top of my producer. You seen her video? Seen her ad? Phenomenal photographer. Let us work for you. And without further ado, this lady, she called her the crazy ebook lady. Way back in the day, because she was on ebooks before we even talked about ebooks for these past iPads, and she was on the cusp of the industry before anybody was on it. And we're talking about a whole lot of books later.
Yeah.
This is Sylvia Hubbard Hutula.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. I'm honored. I was honored when you hooked me up. I was like, what? Kelly wanted me on his show? Wow.
Oh, I gotta have you on my show because, like, when I started writing way back in the day, you was
Right.
been an inspiration and pushing and driving with the Motown writers. And so I had to like give you your flowers on that by itself,
Aw, thank you.
or help me out being the writer that I became.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's been thousands and thousands, and I was like looking at that, and it was like from different photos, and I was moving like photos from different devices and stuff. So I was looking at like all the different events that I had done, and yeah, like someone was like, yeah, it's like thousands and thousands of authors you've helped birth books and over the years. So it's
Absolutely.
since 2000. So yeah, that's.
I think when I joined Motown Writers Network, it was like 08, I believe, 09. So
and we were in the middle of doing a lot of conferences and events and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been a lot.
A lot. So, and just for the other people at home that's watching,
Right.
how many books did you had written at that time when I met you in like?
So in
2000.
2008, from 2000 to 2008, I believe I was more or less at 35
Oh,
books.
wow. Okay.
So yeah, and now it's over 65. I think I'll be doing my 69th book by the end of December.
69 books.
69
Wow. Wow.
Yes, definitely. It's been a journey, up and down, but you just keep pressing. You keep putting that pen to paper and just keep going. And you realize, you've created something, a monster that you actually love, and that can live a legacy for generations to come. So that's the best part about it.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. Because a lot of people don't, people around here know, but a lot of people don't know that you've been around a lot of top writers. Like, I can name so many names, but what was the one lady? I'm having a brain fart right now
all right.
because I just think about now I got you here. I'm thinking about the past, the history of.
Yeah, it's been a lot of writers we brought into Detroit. I know Victoria Christopher Murray was here, and then we had institutionalized. It was a lot. Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot of writers, a lot of national writers, a lot of local writers who've gone through our network and have really come out on top.
Absolutely,
are still on top, and that we can basically say, I have touched a lot. I was talking to it was actually an agent, and she was from Texas, and she had met this writer, and they were saying how they were from Detroit and blah blah blah. And so she was sitting down to talk to him. She was like, great book, blah blah blah, what can you do with your career? And then of course right now they're looking for people who can reach out in their own network and bring people in and everything. So when she's interviewing him, she's like, well, from Detroit, you should know Sylvia Hubbard. And he's like, who is that? And she's like, she immediately was like, I couldn't even pick him up.
Oh wow!
Because to know that he has not been even in his community, to reach back and know what's in his community, is like, if I know about you, everybody else should know about. And I think it's from years and years of just making myself feel that I should be I should be community before book selling. So in all aspects of, like, yes, I'm writing, and I would like to, have my kids eat dinner with the book sales that I have. Community has always come first for me, and teaching writers how to write, publish, and market in my own community is more important, and get the community itself to become more literate is more important to me than, okay, I would love to hit the bestsellers list. I would love to do this. I would love to travel around the country. I love to travel around the world. I would, but I would love to have my community a strong writing and reading community before anything else.
Oh, that's amazing. That's awesome. And I do feel like you've done that, because a lot of times the work gets pushed to the back because you're so passionate about community.
Right. Yes, it is. So when we started Motown Writers Network in 2000, it wasn't a goal basically to help other writers. It was basically more to help me to get ahead. I couldn't afford like all those courses of self-publishing. They were so expensive. And I was like, okay, so how do I get in to help myself
Right.
learn how to publish and write? And conferences were really expensive, just getting places and stuff. So I started interviewing authors. So they would invite me to the conferences and then say, hey, you can come and interview me after the conference. Here's a free ticket. Okay, well, thank you very much.
Barter system works.
Right. But basically this website that I had created, Motown Writers, was basically to get information out of them in order to help me.
Okay.
And then people started joining the website and being part of it. And I didn't really know until almost a year later when, somebody was saying, yeah, I'm a part of Motown Writers. And I was like, really? Was this some other group or something? And then all of a sudden it turned into this big organization where people came for information that, I would write about and really connect and join and educate themselves where, this selfish endeavor became more selfless and all. And yeah, we've been going strong since then. So.
Oh, wow. That's what's up. It's still the second Saturday of the month?
It's still the second Saturday. Right now, we did pull from since the libraries went under full construction, we were doing all our second Saturdays online in our Facebook group for live events. And it really kind of helped because we got more international and national guest speakers to come in and talk about their endeavors and educate authors on what's going on in the literary world. By 2027, we want to be back out in the community again once everybody's got everything together.
Right.
And we can start doing it proper again. But I do miss face-to-face, which is why I've been doing like a lot of workshops and stuff like that.
Okay. You've had somebody tap in. Mark Leonard, what's going on? He said, what up, though? But Mark, if you want to write that book, something I'm giving you about maybe, I say about a good 15, 20 minutes to get into, because I want to type into you, the author, first, because the book, we talk about books and writing books all day long. But this is your latest work, is it not?
Right. This is my latest paperback.
Right.
This is the Essence Divinity. It actually came out earlier this year as a paperback.
Okay.
So I'm pretty proud of it. It's about a man who goes into a 6-year coma and wakes up to a 5-year-old son.
Oh, wait.
I'm looking at Miles.
I was tripping out because he wakes up out of coma and got paid child support. What's that about?
I know, Miles.
That's bold.
I was like, I should have explained it before I came on air. So Miles,
Essence Divinity. Okay, so, 6-year coma.
Right, a 6-year coma, and he wakes up with a 5-year-old son by his nurse.
By his nurse. The plot thickens.
The plot thickens. And it's all about, paying for redemption and finding, motherhood and found family. Maybe it's not the people you're related to, but it's the people who you love, who love you the most, become your family. So it was really interesting. It was really hard to bring it to life, but then the research and doing coma patients, and I do write dark romance and suspense.
Yes,
I do have
to
warn people when I talk about my books that it is dark romance and suspense, and I have to
but
say
think about
that.
Is romance these days not dark? I mean, if you look at everybody's stories, like Jesus Christ.
There's sweet romance, there's light romance, there's closed door romance, but I write the kind of like the 3-4 spice level,
Mark, that's interesting. Yeah, Mark, that's real interesting. I don't think I want to wake up from coma and have to pay child support. That'd be real bold.
Right.
So, Sean, hey, I ask a question. Do you see yourself turning your books into a movie? Is that possible?
I have been approached in that regards, and it's really hard kind of picking a baby to do. We did do a stage play. Okay. And that was really fun to see the crowd reaction, to see your imagination come to life. That's like it's a pinnacle for a writer, like to say, oh my gosh, these people actually believe what I wrote.
Oh, wow.
Like they really are interested.
Wow.
So it was really great to see that. But I have been approached. There are 2 people who have approached me about the vertical filmmaking now.
Okay.
Since that's a lot more popular when it comes to dramatic series and stuff. So,
Okay.
and the fact that I do write it as cliffhangers, so it
Right.
keeps it going. So, yeah, we're in talks, and I'm just seeing,
Okay.
I'm really protective about my babies, and with
Well, you got to.
yeah,
You got
with-
to. I mean,
and I think we were in talks really seriously, and then the pandemic hit, and then everything went down. So then it was like I was put on the back burner. So now it's coming back around. And so we're gonna see. We'll
all
just
right.
see.
So what did the pandemic do for your creativity? Did it?
It helped it a lot.
Okay.
Well, because I had went through a fire back in 2013, so my productivity kind of went down because I had to concentrate on family, building, wealth again, getting a house and everything, and then we ended up, me and the kids ended up in a better house and in a better situation, and then it's kind of like when I'm stressed, I write more. So when it's ever bad outside, I can produce a lot of things. So I channel my happy place inside my, writing cave and go from there. So it did help a lot bringing me back to where I have like a high word count and being able to pump out the stories that I need to pump out. I think in this past month, I've been actually logging my word count in. So in this past month, I've literally done 100,000 a month.
100,000 words.
Yeah, 100,000 words. So I'm pretty proud
Jesus.
of myself. Right.
So that's probably worse for me. Just nonstop.
You pretty much go nonstop. Well, people will tell me like, oh, okay, I don't have time to do something, but it's just like anything else. When you really want to do it, you'll do it. If you really want to smoke that cigarette, you'll go and take 8 cigarette breaks, but you can't get your work done.
Yeah. I know people like that. Yeah.
You really want to do it, you'll do it. So kind of like what I've done is like made it sort of an addiction where I have to sit down and I want to do it, and I would do that all day long if I could do it.
Right.
And so it's become a wonderful way for me to get back in touch, and I'm so glad that I jumped off the bike when we had the fire, and I was like, I kind of saw myself like, oh my God, will I ever be able to write again? But then you just got to slowly gravitate and force yourself to kind of say, okay, this is what I really would love to do, so I'm going to have to do it. It's kind of like being an Olympic swimmer or an Olympian.
Right.
They get up every day and they practice 10 to 12 hours a day on that craft. They live their life, they have their jobs, but to be an Olympian, they have to get up every day and spend all this time doing it. Well, if you want to get to that gold medal, you have to practice like you're training for it all the time.
Right.
And whatever you want to do, you want to excel at. So when people say, oh, I would love to be able to do that, well, are you doing the steps it takes to get to that level? Because once you get to that level, you have to stay at that level. And do you have the stamina to stay at that level if you haven't been practicing for it?
Wow, there it is right there. That takes away all your excuses.
Right, it does. And hard work leads to opportunities.
Right.
People think, well, if I sit here and wait and I be still, opportunities are falling in my lap. No, once you do the hard work, once you press yourself to do the hard work, you'll bring the opportunities that are for you that you can handle. But if something comes and sits in your lap and you're not ready for it, you haven't prepared for it, then no, you're going to lose out on that opportunity that is brought to you.
Wow,
and you can't blame anybody but yourself because you didn't practice, you didn't do the test, you didn't wake up those early mornings and write and do all the things that you have to do in order to be at that level.
Wow, that's big. So, is there a character that you just love and you get stuck writing about, or you want to finish another book, but this character keeps like, I need another series?
That happens a lot.
Okay.
because I do have like a lot of works in progress, and when I say
Okay.
works in progress, I kind of have like paragraphs of different book scenarios I would like to write. So I would say I actually have a count of it, because I'll say story idea number such and such. So I'm
Okay.
at story idea number 168. That was the last count, like 2 days ago. And usually what I'll do is like I'll think of a story, or I'm in the shower and a story concept come to me, and I'm supposed to be on another book. And I'll usually just spend like maybe one day writing it out in a paragraph style and name it, give it a number, and then go to the next, keep going on the story I'm working on. I try to stay in one story at a time, but I let ideas come. I don't stop the ideas, because I'm going to need them later. I mean, just billions of ways to fall in love. So I never stop the progress, but I don't let it get in the way of, on the journey I want to go on.
Oh, that's what's up. So is love your favorite subject to write about, or just like...
Well, I always say I'm a romance suspense writer. So
Okay.
I like people to fall in love, and I like the happily ever after, but I like to kill people too. So
Wow, kill people? God damn, girl.
So it's kind of like, not necessarily in that order, but I weave together a story where it's going to be love and suspense at the same time. So somebody's life is in danger, but we are going to fall in love throughout it.
Love and blood. I like that. Okay,
Yeah.
I can deal with that.
Just Detroit. It's just Detroit. So,
Oh, the current dating situation, you
Right. Right.
know. Love and blood, yeah.
Right. See, that's your next book title.
Hey, it's sort of my life right now.
But yeah, I've always loved the idea of falling in love.
Okay.
And I love the journey that humans are able to go on once they experience true love. Not that stuff you see in the bars at 10 o'clock at night, but very, very true human connections that bring people full circle in their life. I love that journey that love can take you on, but I also love it to be a real life situation, I guess, from growing up in Detroit, and the struggle is real.
Right.
But I love that. So I've always been a component of falling in love, but you don't work for it.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? I'm glad you said that. A lot of people don't think they have to work for love.
Right.
I'm like, no.
If you're not working for love, you're not earning it. That means you're not renewing it. So it's every day. And I'm not saying it's going to be a struggle. Or you're not going to be blood, sweat, and tears every day. But if it's not something you're working for every day, to be in love with the person that you want to be with, then you're not going to get to that next level, because there's levels after levels after levels that, once people divorce or they break up, they realize that you built a beautiful mountain and you messed it up, because it takes two to tangle. It wasn't just one person who messed it up. It was two people who messed it up. And maybe you could get it back, maybe not, but it's just the idea of love and knowing that we are the only species on Earth that can feel that powerful emotion and get to that level. It should be appreciated and shown in so many different ways. And that's what I try to do in my books.
Wow. See, that's why you're the perfect person to have on the show right before Valentine's Day.
Right.
I mean, because
you're
you're giving gems, and this is why I take romance advice from married people.
Uh-huh.
I don't listen to single people. Married people know. Married people, especially married romance writers, they really know.
Really know. Well, because I mean it, and I have to say, for my husband and all, he's given me a love story I haven't ever imagined.
Aww.
So I appreciate that from him.
Shout out to the Made My Night.
Right. Hashtag.
Yeah, hashtag Made My Night. There's a whole thing behind that.
Right. But I do appreciate his appreciation towards showing me. But I really have to say, my son really taught me, and once I had my son, I really understood love between human beings. Because when I got pregnant with him, and a lot of people know this story already, but I was really tired of men. I was ready to. I was actually asking the good Lord. Well, when I found out he was a boy, I was like, I didn't want to be I didn't want to help a man at all
Oh,
in
boy.
my life for nothing.
Wow.
I was like, I had my daughter, and I was like content with that. And then my son came into my life, and I had literally, while I was pregnant with him, I just asked the good Lord if he could, take him back until I'm ready for him, because I didn't want to give my love to another man in my life. I was at that point of being used and just mentally exhausted by men. And I went on a journey with my son as I was pregnant with him. And it really showed me what true agape is, what true love is to the human spirit. And if I had not gone on that journey, I don't think I would have been prepared to be a wife to my husband.
Oh, wow.
Because my son showed me that he was the seraphim of my heart more than anything. And I appreciate that.
That's what's up. That's what's up. See, that's what needs to be written right there. Because I think a lot of people need. I mean, women in general just kind of need that after the pain of having a man.
Right. I think both sexes. I think both sides of the story. I think all of us need that healing place in our life where we can find true love within ourselves more than anywhere else. Because once you find it, once you appreciate it, once you know that this is possible and it can go to different levels, you will strive in your day-to-day life to find love, even if it's no one there. And once you get into that place, writing these stories, because a lot of people will say, well, oh my gosh, how did you do 60 different love stories?
Yeah,
well, that's because when people come together, A and C can produce Z, or F and G can produce K. It's different components, but once they come together, it's just a melding of pureness and perfectness, and that's the only place where you really can find perfect in the world.
That's
when you
what's up.
are in love with someone, and they are in love with you.
All right, cool. I like that. See, you helped me already. Because I'm taking this to my personal life.
Right.
Because I need to hear all that.
Aw,
Yeah.
well, I speak from passion, and I speak from what I've observed throughout life. And when I'm writing these stories, they're not about just that person falling in love with another person. They are basically about a person finding that part of themselves that even they didn't know what was there, and loving that person to the deepest level that no one can ever take it away.
That's deep.
Right.
That's what's up. So is there one book that stands out in your mind as the perfect love story?
No.
No.
No, because it's so many. It's
so many, but it's like you gotta have that one favorite. Like, if I want to inspire love
that I wrote.
Yeah.
That I wrote. Okay, so I would say currently my current favorite one, it was called Wicked Chances.
Okay.
And it was about a single mom. She's struggling, trying to do the best for her kids. Very worried about, not being able to afford the lifestyle that her kids need, and just going through that fear. And I wrote it at a time when I was terrified that someone would just come knock at the door and say, hey, you're not providing your kids with the lifestyle, so let us take these kids away. I was a constant fear as a mother. And then I was at that point with my son where everybody would say, oh, you had a son? Oh, well, I hope you prepare for him to die, and as a mother, you're terrified because you send your kids out and you pray they come back every day after school. And so I was going through so much of being a mother and as a woman, and so much that I wrote this book in ode to that worry that women are not allowed to talk about, that I love my children so much. I am going to make the sacrifices. I'm going to make things happen for them. And I pray that society doesn't see it that I have failed.
Wow.
So I wanted to write that story, but also I wanted to introduce to men that there are parts of men that cannot open to the world. They are taught to hold it in. They are taught to be strong.
Right.
They are taught to, no matter what has happened to you, you will persevere. But at one point in your life, you're going to have to sit down and be vulnerable with someone else.
Wow.
And I wanted to write this story where these two people come from fear and come from afraid of vulnerability, come together and find love within themselves.
Wow. That's the story.
Yeah. So I named it Wicked Chances. And even though you might hate him in the beginning, you'll understand the meaning to he's kind of like your Godzilla. You end up liking him by the end.
Okay. So we had one person, Mark Lundy, he asked, which book, if somebody had never heard of you,
Okay.
which book would you recommend they start off with?
Oh, good Lord.
Now, they just said Wicked Chances, and that book right there I'm going to recommend because you just hit on a very... a lot of people going through that same type of relationship.
Right.
So I'm going to recommend Wicked Chances. And so everybody go get Wicked Chances, number one. And so now for Mark, if nobody, especially, I don't want to say guy, but anybody
has ever heard.
if they never heard of you at all and wanted to meet you through one of your books, first book, where should they start?
I would say start off with, if you want a quick read and you want to just jump into my world, I would say start off with Mistaken Identity. Mistaken Identity is a quick read. It's about Dana, who ends up being mistaken for her twin sister on her wedding day.
Oh, wow.
But then the tricks on her by the end of the book, because I kind of do a plot twist.
No.
It's a plot twist in there. It's a quick read, but it gets you really into my world and you understand what are you walking into. And then after that, I would say if you really love the suspense route, then I would say go towards Dreams of Reality. If you really love the romance route, then I would say do Essence Divinity.
Essence Divinity?
Yeah, my newest work. Essence. So, yeah, if you're ready to take on a real great romance, but then you can try Essence Divinity.
Okay, Essence Divinity for real good romance. Mistaken Identity.
Mistaken Identity, if you want just a quick read and jump into my world and understand the schematics of what you're jumping into. Okay. Then, yes, Mistaken Identity.
Okay, there it is. That is.
So,
okay, y'all. I look at the time, so we're going to I'm hoping everybody is getting their pencil and pads, and because we're going to get into this writing books. So 2006, if you want to write a book, tonight, I'm taking away your excuses.
Yeah.
I got the lady here who can help you out.
Right, I hope.
You can hope. You're a success. You're sitting here. Did you know what you are right now? And I told somebody else this the other day when I mentioned she's going to be on the show. You are Detroit Black History. You are Detroit literary Black History, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Aw, thank you.
And we got to recognize that, because while we are in Black history, we got to recognize people who are in our community doing
the things that they should be doing.
And 68 books.
Yeah.
All the writers you've helped mentor.
Yeah.
That you've nurtured.
And I'm modest though, so I was like,
yeah, nothing. You're super modest.
Mean? Stop it. That's nothing.
Oh my God. That's nothing. That's something right here. It's more than man.
It is an achievement. I mean, it was so funny because somebody was reading my bio and I was off. I didn't know they were reading it out loud, and I was like, "Oh my God, this person's really nice." I was like, "Oh, that's my bio." I was like, "Wow!" But it was, it's really humbling to know, like. And for me, in Detroit, nobody famous.
Right, exactly.
Nobody's famous in Detroit.
Right.
So it's just like, oh, okay. But, the hard work that I have put in, and it's just really been about community. And that's been my goal. It's just focusing on the community itself. So, yeah, I just thank you. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. All right, let's get into writing books. I don't say 101, but... I'm quite sure I'm gonna have you back on at some point in time because people are gonna ask me. Some people know what's gonna happen. I'm telling you what's gonna happen, and we can write it down.
On the replay, everybody's like, "Why didn't you ask this?"
Exactly. That's what I'm getting to.
Why didn't you ask
this? I'm looking for this. Oh, are they gonna say, I didn't know she was gonna be on, but I'm advertising like, oh, it's just gonna be on.
Right.
That's when I say, oh, I missed the show, and so
that's understandable.
we're gonna have
And if the replay in the comments, I'll still come back and check. So
okay,
I'll help out in the replay.
All right. So first, before you started, tell everybody about the link, the Motown Writers Network, and link to
the link to
Michigan Lit and all the stuff they need.
So Motown Writers Network is a community of local authors all over the state of Michigan, librarians, it's people in the literary business in and out of Michigan. And it's a community where we come together and we learn about writing, publishing, and marketing. So we connect writers to their literary goals, and then we connect the readers to Michigan authors. Okay. Because we want, of course, a literate society.
Exactly.
And
like the current administration wants.
And we want people to be more literary. We want stories to be told that should have been told. We don't want people to leave these. I think Eddie Connor was like, the best stories are in the graveyards because people have passed away without telling these stories, and we need our stories to come forward. And I would like to help people do that and bring their stories to life, whether it's fiction or nonfiction. So you can go to MotownWriters.com and subscribe to us. We're available on Facebook, and you can join our literary discussion group over there where we have, I think it's close to like 4,000 people.
Yeah, last year it was like well over 4. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty big. And we'll be doing more events, and I'll be doing more library appearances and workshops throughout the year. And I hope to bring more to the community.
You got one coming up, don't you?
Yes, I have actually 2 coming up. On February 14th, I'll be doing Diversity and Romance at Sherwood Library in Detroit from 11 to 1 on the 14th, Saturday morning. And then Saturday afternoon from 2 to 5, I'll be at the main branch with 3 other authors where we'll be talking about the romance genre.
Nice.
So, I'll be doing that. And then I'll be also doing another fiction workshop this month and doing another diversity out in Royal Oak. I'm really excited about that.
Yes, Royal Oak's
and
awesome.
I'll be at Brain Candy. It's a comic book store.
Oh, really?
Where I'll be presenting one of my works, and I'll be reading there at
Brain Candy. Where is it at?
Oh my God!
Because I'm a comic book nerd.
Oh my God! Don't get me to lying.
But we're gonna have because I'll get the information. I'm gonna put it on the thing.
You can always go to my website at sylviahubbard.com and click on events, and I have them all listed. Okay. But I do have events all the way through the end of the year where basically I do want to teach more of the community about writing, publishing, and marketing, because it is very necessary, and we all need to be doing it in some kind of way. Absolutely.
So what's the when somebody comes to you, say they want to write a book, what's the first thing they always complain about they're having a hard time with?
Just sitting their butt in a chair and writing. And people are amazed when I say, well, I have that same problem too. Right. Sitting down and writing. And I think it's because we think of the whole thing. When we think about writing a book, we're thinking about, I got to hit the end by the time I get back up. Right. Because usually a chore or a hobby consists of a completion of a task by the time you're done. Whereas when you're writing a book, that doesn't happen. You are not going to finish that whole book in one sitting. So, but we think, oh my God, that's a lot to do. Right. That's a lot of writing. That's a lot to do. What I try to tell people is start with an outline. Start with putting an outline together of what you would like in the book. It doesn't even have to be in order. If it's fiction and you're thinking of dragons and you're thinking of magical worlds and stuff like that, just start outlining how would you like these scenes to go. And then once you get that done, start putting those scenes in some kind of order, and then you can write the book. And that even goes for even if you want to write your story, say it's a story about you were abused, and you want to write that story from the abusive situation to the redemption situation. Start just writing those scenes down that were pivotal in your journey to get to the redemption. And once you finish that, start putting those in a different order of how you think that the reader would want. Once you get all of that outline done, just start writing where you feel the best you can do. Like if you come home and say, hey, I want to write about the time, I couldn't feed my kids, then write about that scene. And then, or I want to write about the time when I was awarded this, then write about that scene. Or I want to write the dragon before I write about the love scene. Then do that, but just get it on paper, because you can't sell nothing.
Okay. This is true. If it ain't there, you can't sell it.
Nothing. So you gotta write something to sell something. So yes, get it on paper, get an editor, and go from there. Get designers and start on the path, but start.
Okay.
Before you say, oh, that's just too much work. And we are good about talking ourselves. I'm going to use Miles' phrase. I'm using we. We are good about talking ourselves out of success.
Right.
We are so good about taking ourselves down a notch before we even get started. We lose the race before we even enter the tracks.
Wow, that's big. And I'm guilty of that too. And yeah.
Yeah, we start. Oh, the car will break down. We haven't even got in the car. We don't even have keys to the car yet, and you already worried about the car breaking down. So start just take it. Baby steps count too. Just start writing little by little by little by little.
Okay.
And I can. Back on the horse again, I was able to then really get in there and say, hey, let me just take this little at a time. If I just take this story and this is what I want to do, and I'll focus on this, and then I'll jump to the next story, and then I'll do this. And so it just little by little, it does work. Baby steps count too.
Gotcha. So. All right. You mentioned editing. So editing is what I call the funny part of the whole process. Because people, we want to write like we talk. Right. And we can't always do that.
Right. But you should trust your editor. Once you pick an editor or find an editor, you should imagine your editor as a translator to your readers.
Okay.
So that way, you are free to create whatever you want to create. You can do whatever you want to do inside this book. And then once you give it to the editor, they know what audience you are trying to reach, and then they translate your work for the readers.
Okay, so on average, what's the kind of the reading level for editor? And when you look for editor,
well, editors they will say editors want to be at a 6th grade reading level. Okay, every book should be at least a 6th grade reading level, unless you're writing for younger children or anything like that. All right. If you're writing but the majority of adult fiction books, nonfiction books are supposed to be at a 6th grade reading level. If they find that your writing skills are below that, they do charge an elementary fee.
Oh, really?
There's now an elementary fee involved in bringing your writing up to par before they even start the editing process.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Wow. Marlon was just on. He's on your site now. He's looking at Forbidden.
Oh, Forbidden. Oh, yeah. That's another book.
Yeah, so shout out to Mark. He went. He's like, fuck, they're going straight to the site. Look, he's on his site now. Yeah, Mark, he's about to read.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thanks for your support.
Yes, man, Mark about to go deep in it. I'm not responsible for what Mark comes back.
I'm not responsible for There's some dark days. So
right.
Good luck with that.
So now let's go to we talked about getting words on the paper.
Getting words on the paper.
Talked about editing. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the cover. What mistakes do people usually make when they talk about the cover? Is it a certain way you have to do it, or Is
Well,
there a pro,
not
con?
researching your industry is the number one reason why your cover doesn't fly.
Okay.
So when you don't go out there and research, well, I wrote this, light-hearted Christian romance, but you got a girl half dressed on the cover.
Oh, wow.
Because you want to draw eyes to your cover, but it's a light-hearted Christian romance. Who's well, I don't know. Some of these girls go to church.
Right.
I shouldn't speak too fast.
Yeah, right.
But, research your covers and put yourself in that position of the reader and not the writer and not the author. Put
okay.
yourself in the position of the end consumer.
Okay.
People will make journals that are 8 by 11. Why would I, if it's a journal, why am I carrying around an 8 by 11 journal? This is something I would have in my purse. I can't stuff an 8 by 11 journal in my purse. People will do hardcover books. And why did you do a hardcover book when I got to put that book in my purse and you're going to mess up my Kate Spade purse?
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you're not doing that.
you're not doing that. And, I'm not taking, I've seen people who will not use ebooks and then they'll do paperback. Well, you would have made so much more money on just doing ebook covers and sticking with that instead of going out and doing. So research your market. That is one of the main reasons why books fail, because you didn't research your market and you didn't see what you should have put on the cover in order to appeal to that audience.
Okay. Cool. So pros and cons of paperback versus ebook versus hardcover.
Well, and then you have to put in audiobooks too.
Oh yeah, audiobook. I forgot audiobooks.
Yeah, you
yes.
gotta put in audiobooks too. And then there's even graphic books now. There's even interactive books. So pros and cons, it's about research, number one. It's about knowing what your audience will pick up and won't pick up. So I would say right now, with the economy, I wouldn't invest too heavily in hardcover unless they're special editions.
Okay.
Try to stay away from, even if it's a fiction book, I would try to stay away from hardcovers unless these are special editions. Paperbacks, stick to fluent sizes of 5x8 to 6x9, depending upon your book size and what you want to sell. Make the book feasible for what, and even if, I'm not trying to say, take a loss on a book, but make it feasible. I've gone to vendor events and vendor face-to-face events where they're selling their books for $25 a piece, but it's only like 100 pages.
Oh, wow.
And that's not
That's
worth,
a quick read. Yeah.
That's a quick read for for $25. I'm like, okay, I don't know what's in that book, but it's not worth it's not worth 5 cups of coffee. Yeah. So you have to really go out, research your market, understand what's out there, and then understand how you can make money for it. Even for audiobooks now, that it's becoming a really big thing. Getting into but for authors to afford the production cost of it, it's not making sense. So a lot of them are moving over to AI, where they can get the voice, they can get the energy, get the book turned around really fast, and be able to upload and get the sales from the audio sales. I'm like, however you have to do it, do it. I'm not for it or against it. Just make sure that you're pushing out audio quality that's good, that because that's the worst thing you can do is buy an audio book and you can hear somebody's child crying in the background.
Oh wow, you heard that? Oh my God. Wow.
I have heard it, and it's like, wait a minute, this is a love scene. Why do I hear a baby in the background? He's pulling the covers away from her. What? Wait a minute, let me rewind that one.
Wow.
But yeah, you want to create good audio quality, because they are paying close to $15 to almost $25 for audiobooks. And if they are, that's price of a movie ticket. So
it is.
You want to have great audio quality. And yes, it is going to cost a pretty good pound for them, but sometimes it is worth it to get the quality out there and to get the book out there for our audience to hear.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So we talked about word count, editing.
Mm-hmm.
So you got this book, you put it all together.
Right.
Now you talk promotion.
Well, you have to first before that, you have to make a decision whether you're going to go to traditional or self-published.
Okay, glad you that's why I'm glad you hear you. I was skipping steps.
So you have to make that decision whether you, and it's kind of a decision that the author has to make. Do you want someone to make the majority of the profit and you just get kind of like the rewards of yes, people have read the book.
Okay.
You aren't going to get a lot back on traditional publishing, but you get the rewards, and a lot of people are doing a lot of work for you. Do you want that or not? Or do you want to take all the hats yourself, invest in it, and then get what you go out there in the world and then sell, and hopefully you can make the profit back. So once you make that decision, know that you are going either way. It's 10% to write the book, 10% to publish the book, but it's 80% to market and promote that book. So whether it's traditional or self-published, know that you are going to be doing a lot of work to get that book into people's hands.
You can always come on Kills Unfiltered, and especially if you got one of those really freaky books, you can come on Kills Unfiltered and promote your book.
That's it, yeah. Get the advertisement program.
Exactly,
right.
you come right on here.
Yeah, and in this day and age, you can push all avenues. I always say books are like jeans; they go with everything.
Right.
So you can push your books. Where you can push your books. Now it's not just book vendoring events or author fairs. You can go out to, I think I was invited to a Sweethearts event and I sold books there.
Oh, wow, okay.
I was invited to a dating thing and I sold books there. So I was even invited to a lunch and learn. I sold books there. So getting into niche events where you can really sell your books. Don't just think of, when you get to the publishing process and marketing process, don't just think of your book as, I'm just selling that book, because there's other things that you can sell other than your book. You can sell whole big packages. Like the book can come, since this is a medical drama. When it first came out, I had medical kits. So you got like a nurse pin, you got like some stickers for doctors and things like that. So you got like a whole big medical kit. So I was selling the book boxes like that. So it's just different things you can do. And then of course there's the speaking events and there's just the appearance events and stuff like that that you can sell while, just not from your book income.
All right, cool. Let's touch on the EPK, the electronic press kit.
That's always important.
Yeah. So I know people changed them up, the past few years.
Yeah.
But what's the essential part of electronic press kit that people have to have in it?
Well, of course, it's your bio in third person, please.
Third person, please.
Those first person bios and son of a sharecropper bios.
Son of a sharecropper, wow.
So it's like, get your bio together. Make sure it's presentable. Really get an editor on your. I've gotten bios where I said, I hope you didn't pay too much for this one.
Oh wow. Wow.
In this world of Chat GPT, you can get a good professional bio together. Professional photos are very important in there. Not the bathroom photos, which I've seen even on the backs of book covers.
Wow.
The shower in the background.
And if you need a photographer, Lady B Essence, my producer, have you seen her commercial on here earlier? She can get your photos together. She got me together. She can get you together.
You should think of professional photos, making sure you have good speaking credentials. And authors think, I have to go get paid to speak. Well, no, you have thousands and thousands of libraries who are out there where you can get street cred of getting speaking events at those libraries.
Oh, nice.
So it's no excuse for you not to have speaking credentials already on your EPK by the time you decide to push it out to the world. And some libraries even pay you to come and speak. So
okay.
that shouldn't be even an issue. But making sure you have good speaking credentials, you've done workshops, you've been in the community and you show your community work, and you have great bio, great photo, you should be able, and a great website that links to that.
All right.
Then you should be able to really pick up events that can help you out and expand your author portfolio.
That's what's up. Yeah, 5 minutes, man. Time flying. We got to see. And again, somebody's going to ask, how come I didn't tell you was on here? Or somebody will say, what else she talking about? So I'm going to have to have you on because people are just not going to get it. Because you dropped jewels today.
Thank you. I just want to help. Like I said, I always like to help people, and they can always contact me. I have my booking. You can book me or a consultation with me at any time. So
yes.
At my
consultation
website.
with you is very important if you're putting out a book.
Right, it is. You should have someone there to where you can connect with and know that you're taking the right steps. A lot of people go into this venture by themselves and then they'll be like, okay, well, this is the cheapest option,
right,
and I'm gonna, be able to do it. But you get Dollar Tree stuff, you get Dollar Tree quality. So
right.
people go out there and want to produce a book and then wonder, oh, well, I don't know why the libraries can't pick up my book. Well, you didn't bring up any distribution. How are they supposed to? Why can't independent bookstores pick my book up? Well, you didn't go out and do the work of putting your book in the right place or getting a legitimate ISBN that they can get it. So
ISBNs. Okay, touch on it real fast. 2 minutes. ISBNs.
It's an international book standard, so it's basically like the social security number to your book.
There it
so
is.
Everyone must have one when they come out with, especially with a paperback book. There are options you can go where you don't need it, but most options when you're trying to do offline sales or really get charted on something, you really need an ISBN. I do have a book marketing checklist, so you can go to my website and click my nonfiction books. If you go to my book thing and then click nonfiction, I have a free book marketing checklist. So it's
nice.
writing, publishing, and marketing checklist that you can download and just start checking it off of things you can do in your writing, publishing, and marketing world. And it even gives you set up your author pages, set up your press kits, set up your promo before you even come out with the book.
Oh, nice.
So it goes through that. Even if you do traditional publishing, you can even download it there.
Wow, cool. All right, y'all, go and get Essence Divinity. It's a real
Cute.
Yeah, some Cole Matai reading. Go get it. I'm a crack up another one of those Sylvia Hubbard old dark romance novels, and this will get you good Valentine's Day gift if your lady likes to read.
And it's just the right color too.
Oh, sure it is. Yeah. So, and give everybody your information right quick one more time.
So it's MotownWriters.com.
Right there. Yeah.
You can go there to join our Motown Writers group, or go to Facebook and look up Motown Writers, and then you can see my website at sylviahubbard.com and find any information about me. I'm available wherever books are sold: Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, ebooks, paperback, and so forth.
All right, y'all. Thanks, Sylvia Hubbard, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
She just dropped all kind of jewels today. I'm going to be rewinding it and watch the show over and over time.
Just let me know. Kelly can ask me for anything.
That's what's up. Also, people, if you're writing that book for 2006, if you start off talking about you're going to write a book this year, I just got rid of a whole bunch of your excuses right here.
Yes.
With this label. This show right here is just going to set you off with starting to write your book. And I'm going to have her back because I already know y'all are discombobulated right now. You got a lot of information in your head. You're trying to write it down, and some people miss this show, but I'm going to have her back when she wrote her 70th book. You're on
70.
69.
Yeah,
You probably be at 70 for the years out. So,
right.
Sylvia, thanks again.
Thank you for having me.
Y'all write y'all books. Hit my theme music.
Lights, camera, action.
Lights, camera, action.
It's left.
Lights, camera, action.
It's bold.
Lights, camera, action.
It's the truth, raw and uncut.
It's time.
What's up? Thursday night. We talk adult, talk unfiltered.
What up, though? It's Kells. It's Thursday night.